Welcome to At the Vanguard. We're TB Vanguard, and our motto is for fans by fans. We showcase fans on the front line of the Teen Beezy movement. This podcast is an open forum to discuss current topics as they relate to Chris Brown and his fan base. Just wanted to welcome everybody to our 14th podcast. Is that correct?
14th, yes.
14th, number 14. And again, we had a podcast last week. I think it was pretty good, but again, we need everyone's presence and everybody's feedback, and we really missed you guys who weren't able to join last week, because quite frankly, you guys make the podcast. We're just the hosts of it. But yeah, we really missed everybody, and we're glad everybody's here. But we're also really excited because we have a couple of people who are trying to join today who are from international locations. But next Friday, we're having a podcast for the international folks. Everybody can join it. If Friday is a better day than Saturday, perhaps. But it's really to make sure we get a link that works for all the international folks. And that's going to be next Friday at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the morning, right? Paula, is that correct?
Yes, in the morning, Eastern Standard in the morning, because the only difference is the time zone and the time of day because of the time zones. The person that originally requested it is in India, and he's about 12 hours ahead. So he was calling in the middle of the night when we were, to talk with us. So that's why he didn't stay long. So we're just trying to accommodate some people in different time zones.
And we have a couple of people in Africa. One is in South Africa. And we also have somebody who's in the Philippines who is trying to link up too. So we're just trying to make sure we have another time zone that's going to work for other people, because we want everybody's feedback, especially in anticipation of the album being rolled out. We want to make sure that we keep that momentum going. So again, we just want to thank everybody for participating. You guys are the ones who make the podcast successful. And if you want to talk to some of the international people, we'll be setting that up next Friday. And we'll be making sure that we send out the invite a couple of times so people can check in and check out, just to hear, from the other folks throughout the rest of the world.
Okay, I see caller number 1. Is that Tammy?
Yes, hi. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Tammy.
Welcome back.
Hey, Tammy. Hello.
Sorry about that. I don't know how I sent you the wrong link. I honestly don't.
Hey, Paula, do you want to see if maybe Nessa got the right link too?
No, perhaps? She definitely got the right one. She definitely got the right one. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm being charged with being the timekeeper, which, being a numbers person and being super, super anal. I love that. So we're going to move right on to the poll question that we did. I sent out a poll question yesterday. Chris had shared some of the images that were inspired by Heartbreak on a Full Moon. And, Jake had also shared an image as well. So I sent a poll question out asking which images everybody liked the most, and the responses was the quote that Chris had, which said he's not competing with anyone, he just wants to be a better him. The Chris Breezy with the half moon face, Chris with the moon shades, and then the last response was more Heartbreak and a Full Moon images, please. And of course, that one had 30% of the votes. The I Want to Be a Better Me came in second. Chris Breezy with the half moon, that came in third, and Breezy with the moon shades came in fourth. But I was wondering if you guys had a chance to see the images that came out that were, inspired by the upcoming album. What did you guys think about the images that you saw them?
I was kind of glad that one with the moon was not the album cover. I don't know why. I don't know. I like the picture, but I'm just glad it wasn't the album cover.
Yeah, I like the image,
it was pretty good. It was different. It looks like they are working on a lot of things, and those were the ones that wasn't chosen or picked. I don't think it was the album cover either. None of them. Well, one of them, the one where he's looking, it looks like he's looking at the moon. That one, I like that one. The picture of him with the glasses on, that one could have been an album cover. So he has something better than that, because I like that picture. It's really nice.
Yeah, I like that one the most, actually. I did.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a banner using the moon one just because the shape of it is easier. But I saw someone that used the one, they just used like a little bit of to make it landscape. It's so landscape, it's hard to make it landscape, so that's why I didn't use the one with the glasses, but I'm going to use the other one just for a while, just to have an image until we get some new ones. I thought it would be cool.
Yeah, I agree. That's nice. It's nice. I like the photo. I mean, it's nice. At first, I thought it was like when I seen the face on the moon, I was like, oh no. I don't think that one was. Well, I think he could have done better with that if that was to be the album cover, but I'm glad it's not. But it's still like creative, and it was cool, like, for pictures or additional pictures to the album, yeah, but not the album cover itself.
Yeah, it looks like they're just testing out different things. So, I mean, that's what happens in the creative process. So,
yeah. Right.
Yeah, some different concepts. Yeah, Jenny, what do you think about the one with the glasses, though, Jenny? I didn't hear what you said about that one.
Yeah, I like that one. Was my favorite out of the two pictures. I like that one better. So.
And I think it was just nice to see them trying something different, because the one with the shades with the moon reflection, that I thought that was a nice direction to go into, because it's like the colors have a lot of heat to them. So it's nice to see that they're heading in that direction. He did say that they were just testing out some techniques, and that's what Jake was saying. But it's nice to see that they're heading into a more stylized kind of look, instead of, just being traditional. So it was good to see that.
And it still had, like, the background still had a little bit of the theme song, like the background theme song, the party and privacy. I mean, that could have been an album cover. It was pretty good. It would have worked. I mean, we'll see what they finalize on, obviously, soon, but that one, if it's better than that one, I hope so, because that one was pretty good. I liked it. And it was a really good picture of him with the glasses and everything, and all of, the characters or cartoons on the shirt, whatever it was. They were like he was under some kind of light, fluorescent light or something that was just
like a black light or something.
Yeah.
A glow to it. Yeah, it had a nice little glow. So hopefully we'll see more images, because that was just teasers for us, and that's why I had to put that poll out there, like, okay, give us some more, but don't disappoint, but give us some more. So we'll see.
Right.
We'll see what happens. But I thought it was nice to see them heading in that direction, rather than it just
and Chris
being
didn't look,
traditional.
and he didn't look dark. He didn't look too bad dark skin either. I'm just joking.
So one of the other things that we wanted to talk about was, Chris hit that milestone with reaching 25 million views on Vivo. And actually right now he's at 26, about to hit 27 million views on Vivo for questions. And I know that, I think once you hit 25 and head towards 30, that means that you're already past gold and you're heading towards platinum status. So the next thing we want to talk about is, Chris's resurgence back on the UK charts. I mean, I think a couple people were retweeting how Chris on the UK iTunes chart, and even on the main chart for the main chart pop, and then also the R&B chart, he's like so close to the top 10, top 20, but definitely on the R&B side. Have you guys seen some of the retweets that were going out there showing how Chris is back on the UK charts?
I've seen a couple of tweets. I think one of them said he was 13 on the Billboard over there, number 13, and on R&B and urban, he was either 3 or 4, number 3 or 4, 3 and 4. Sorry, I don't know which one, urban 4 or R&B music 3, but that was the last tweet that I've seen, the last update. So he's number 13. From 16.
Yeah, he's number 13.
And what's interesting is that because of the resurgence, we saw a re-entry of Party, and his song "With You" is back on the charts too over there. So we were happy to see that.
That was so crazy.
Right? Like somebody just was probably reminiscing. They was like, yeah, let me go back. Like, probably some old fans. Let me go back and listen to my favorite song, and then started charting.
But that happens in
That is definitely.
Go ahead.
Oh, that song is definitely. It's funny because I think when Questions first came out, I was watching a video on. It was like this guy. He's like a vlogger or like something out in the UK. He was like in the street asking like people to listen to the song, watch the video, how do they like it, give their reaction to the song in the video. It was like a 50-50, with some people that felt some type of way about the sample. But there's people who liked it. A lot of people liked it. I actually was shocked like how well it's doing over in the UK. He has like such a big record over there. Like he's 3 spots away from getting his 15th top 10 in the UK. And it's like, wow. At this point, dude, go over there and do a concert. Like there's no way you can't get in there. Like you have one of the biggest songs on the radio right now over there. Like the UK, but then again, that's their kind of sound. They like that, like, Caribbean music over there, because there's a lot of, Caribbean and West Indian people that live in the UK. I personally was just like, the UK always been super supportive. Mm-hmm. I think when the documentary came out, like it sold out like super fast. They had to give it an extra night. I was like, they love him over there. If he was to go there, like either apply for the visa or if they lift their ban or whatever they have on him over there, he can sell out the O2 multiple nights quick, very fast. And I know that's he's missing like tour money. He's missing a lot of money not being able to go to the UK. But it never hurts his tours. But I know if he could go to the UK, his world tours would be, amazing. He could do like a perfect world tour. I know they're dying to see him. Ah, man, I wish he'd just go over there. They support him so well. Maybe he should move over there. Overseas is just always like super supportive of him. Maybe he should go move over there.
That's a big mystery.
Oh, he can't
Why
move.
he doesn't go.
We can't see him on tour.
No,
He's selfish.
But nobody moves to England. Their taxes is 80%. Nobody's moving there. Nobody moves there. If you're not a citizen, I mean, I'm talking about for rich people. I'm talking about rich people. 80%. They don't move there. If they're even people from there leave once they start making the big bucks. Like 80%. I couldn't believe it. Oh my God, it's crazy. But it's a mystery. I don't know why he hasn't gone back. Because he definitely is not banned. If you're banned, it would be so prominent there. But no, he's not banned. I don't know why he hasn't gone back. It's a mystery to
because
me.
If he was like banned, right, they wouldn't play his music. They wouldn't do anything that had him to. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe he just don't want to go there. He just don't want to go there.
Big mystery because he used to go all the time. So I don't know. It's a big mystery. We'll find out. But maybe because that's what Dee and I were wondering. Maybe the fact that one of the few countries that we're lucky, the only European country that they showed the documentary in was the UK. So possibly that's his feeler, to see if he's ready to go back. So maybe that'll be the next place he goes overseas. Let's hope so. They deserve it.
That's I think. Probably he's doing so well because not only this song, but it's a different, like, why so many Team Breezy argue every time he drops the song, because it's the different genres that he does, and they like that kind of music. So that was just a fraction of his fan base that was just really wanting, like, Fragan. Like, he's like ready to do a petition against Chris to do pop music, and I'm like, this is crazy. But that's how bad they want that kind of music, like, you know, that fraction of his fan base.
And it's clean. Like, other than the fact that he says "poom poom" in the song, like, it's clean. Like, he doesn't curse. It's not vulgar. It's catchy. The video's nice. It's just like, I feel like if he would have released that song months ago, like when the summer first dropped, it would have dominated. Like, it would have been right on the heels of Wild Thoughts. Like, those probably would have been the two anthems of the summer. But he waited. I guess he just wanted to, like, you know, play it out to see, like, let me drop this before the album. You put it in the refrigerator. Okay. But anyway, I don't know why he calculated it like that. I feel like that was like a perfect summer jam, but he said he wanted to close out the summer, so I guess he's like, let me just put the end of the summer banger. But I do feel like if he would have released that song months ago, it would have really blew up. But it's taken, you know, most songs don't, well, for his songs, they never like out the gate a smash. It builds momentum, and then next thing you know, you can't get it out your head, and it's everywhere in the next 3 months. And it's like, oh my God, they're starting to play this song out. I remember when this was just an underrated gem. Like, that's what happened with Loyal. I was like, what happened? Like, wait a minute. Like, I remember everybody was like, oh no, what kind of song is this? This is so misogynistic and blah, blah, blah. It was like a big thing. And then 3 months later, it was everywhere. You couldn't run from it. So it was like, oh my God. I even got sick of the song. Like,
now, I resented the song because it overshadowed Fine China. But that was the only reason I had a problem. That's not my only problem with it, because I thought Fine China was just a trophy. It was an amazing song. It is an amazing song, but it's a classic. It was an instant classic. And Chris, unlike a lot of young artists, has a lot of classics. It's amazing. He doesn't do a lot of songs that people will never listen to again, or never, you will hear his songs at the cookout when you're old. I mean, that's the thing about his songs.
People still begging for a pop-in video, still to this day, 12 years later. Like, they really want that video. It would be dope if he just came out of nowhere and said, here, stop begging. Here's the video. God, you beg so much. I know in his mind, every time he sees it, because it's like a tweet every couple of months, we don't care that you're old, sir. Give us the video. And I know he's probably like, oh, my God. Here, y'all was begging for something.
Yeah, it's like how he did Lady in a Glass Dress, and he gave us the full version. Like, stop asking for it. Here's the full version. Stop asking me here, you know.
But you know what?
We were in his comments. Give us. We know it's a full version. Give it.
You know what's really annoying though? The annoying thing was that once it came out, they were like, that's only like a few seconds longer. I'm like, oh my God, shut up. That's just like. That's why you can't get anything. It's like, even when you get something, you still complain. It's like, oh, forget it. Like, ridiculous. Still whining and complaining. Can't please some people. But I'll tell you what I want.
It would be dope.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember the song?
He'll crash the internet if he was to drop the pop-in video.
Oh, my God. But, I mean, he would have to want to spend the money. I mean, because, record companies aren't going to pay for new songs. So they aren't going to pay for an old one. So if he decides he wants
like this song is over 10 years old.
Oh my God, it's so crazy.
Like, where are you going with the video?
But Jive didn't want him.
What if he already shot a video to it and just never gave it to us?
No, Jive did not want him to record to even record that song, because it was. I mean, it's talking about sex, but it's like, it's just subtle. But he was too young. They didn't want him to do a song like that. So they really fought him on it. So we're lucky we got the song at all. I mean, we're lucky we got that song. Otherwise, we never would have heard. It would never have seen the light of day. Because, they did not want it. They were deadly against it.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Like, he can perform. He's going to perform. Poppin' has to be in every set list of every one of his tours. I don't care. If he doesn't have Poppin' in his set list, I get upset. Like, how dare you not put this in? He's not stupid. That's why he puts it in there. Every time he goes on tour, he makes sure it's in there. Especially in the U.S. Like, don't you dare skip this classic. You better not. I don't care if you put Run in it. I don't care. We don't want Run It. We don't want Yo. You can skip those. Give us Poppin'. Because as soon as that beat drops, the whole arena just loses their mind every time.
As soon as you hear we're like,
Yes.
ah!
Mary, that is the truth.
But
Yeah.
I think Chris having put the documentary out in the UK kind of paved the way for him to have a resurgence back on the charts. What do you guys think about that? The documentary paving the way.
I think so. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's,
because
yeah.
I haven't seen him in so long, you know. He hasn't been there touring, and a lot of his music wasn't charting like questions. So, you know, it's they started teaming up with us, man, over here. So, you know, it's like, I mean, I couldn't even imagine, like, you know, knowing he's on tour and you can't see him, and you know, and it's, you know, bad enough that he doesn't live in that country. So, you know.
Right. This is like his the highest charting song he's had in the UK since I think 5 More Hours or maybe Ayo, one of those two songs in 2015. He had like a top 10 or something like that out there. Something really high. I forgot what song it was. I think it's either Ayo or it was 5 More Hours with that Dero guy. It's one of those two songs. I can't think of it right now. But I was like, what is it that the UK likes about this song so much that like it's doing really, really well? Like every time you turn around, like every time they do their new update for their chart, it's going up, it's going up. And I'm like, if he could get another top 10, he get a top 5, even if it goes number 1, I'm like, that would be dope. Because I remember when Turn Up the Music went number 1 over there, and then Fortune went number 1. He had a number 1 single and a number 1 album at the same time over there. I was just like, that's cool. Good for you. And I was like, he couldn't even go, and at that time I was like, he really can't go into the country.
But the beauty about it is that this is a single with no features. So question is just Chris, there's no feature. Like Ayo and 5 More Hours, he, you know, was a feature with Tyga, and the other one was, he was a feature on Dero, or however you say his name's song. But this time it's just him by himself, and I like to see when he can chart super high just by himself with no features on it.
Right. Now we got to do it for the U.S. Now, if he gets a U.S. top, because his last top 20 was Back to Sleep here, and that was by himself. He had a top 20 by himself. So that would, we could get that same, like a top 20, because he usually gets every era he has at least a top 20 to his name, like at least. So I think maybe, and I have this weird thing that I feel like, I don't want to jinx it, but I do feel like Pills and Automobiles is going to end up out-charting questions for some weird reason. I don't know why, but I have this weird feeling. Because the way it's going up on iTunes, it's like in the top 60 on Apple Music. Like, it's like up there. Like, I'm like, it's jumping over questions, and I'm like, oh no. Even it's radio audience is bigger than questions.
I think the video helped that song a whole lot, because that really was a dope video, and it puts you right in even probably in the winter, it'll probably be even more appreciated, because it was like really the scenery, or maybe it was just so, you know, such a good video, because all of the other videos, like, it was, you know, sort of on a, you know, dark, you know, sceneries and stuff like that. So, but it really was a good video. Everybody that, you know, I've watched that had a reaction video to the video, they all loved it. And it really was dope. His dance moves, the black pyramid clothing, and also the female dances, the pool, just the whole scenery was just really hot. So I think that really helped Pills and Automobiles as, you know, the song all together. So, you know, putting everything together, then, you know, but I don't know about the song. It was doing pretty good. It had 3 million, I think the first week it had like 3 million streams. So I was like kind of shocked, like, wow, I got 3 million streams already. But, you know, I think the video did it for Pills and Automobiles. Because from looking at the cover with the skeleton and the bones and all of that, looking at the cover, that one was all dark. I'm like, here we go. But then he just totally flipped the script. I'm like, here we go with another vampire video. But then he totally flipped the foot with this. With the, you know, the
Yeah.
video. We just thought, oh, okay.
The only complaint I heard on all the
But that's because, yeah, he heard the podcast and he heard Tammy say, "Here we go," and so he said, "Okay, I'm listening to this podcast." And he said, "Don't do that. Don't make it dark again."
the only complaint I heard about questions and automobiles video is, you know, there's a million reaction videos on YouTube, and the only complaint I ever heard was, I wish this had come out earlier in the summer. Because see, in California, it's still going to be warm longer. But, you know, for us, we're starting to wear sweaters and everything now because, you know, summer's pretty much over. But, yeah, they were like, oh, I wish this had come out in, like, June so I could, you know, go to the, I want to blast this with my windows down, you know. But, yeah.
And that was the same thing as for both singles. A lot of the people that did reactions to both singles, they said he wished he would have dropped it earlier. That's why I said I wish he would have dropped it like June, July, because it would have been perfect for the summer. Especially both songs is perfect for the summer, especially when you see the visuals.
His intention was to do that because that's what he was saying, but I guess the label wasn't on the same page.
Yeah.
Well, they should have listened. Because I can't now thinking about it. If he would have dropped it like in June or something, or dropped it like May and let the song marinate, couldn't you imagine what we would have got for the BET Award performance?
Oh, right.
That would have been dope.
Yeah. Right. I didn't even think about that either. I thought Party video was really nice too. I think the dance, like the dancing and everything, and that was like really epic. Because when you just seen them dancing, I was like, oh shit, that's Chris. It was really good. I like that video and all of the kids and everything. It was really that one and Children Automobiles are like my favorite new videos, and I like Grass and Greener too. But it's just the darkness and.
I'm still trying to figure out what is the concept of Grass and Green. Like I still do not know. I really don't know what's the concept of the video. And for me, it just feels like an adult version of Wall to Wall.
Exactly.
But I really don't know, like, what is the concept of the video? Like, he's going to a party in the desert. First of all, why are you going to a party in the desert? That's a no-no, period. No. I ain't going to the party in nobody's desert. He's going to a party in the desert, and then, like, it's a vampire golf party. And then he's in the forest. That what pissed me off about the video is that the scenes where he's actually in the forest with his dances and they look all dirty and stuff. Like, I wish he would have elaborated on that scenery because that fits more for the song. Like, why not? Like, he was all dirty. His face was all dirty. He put, like, dirt on his face. I'm like, what is going on? Okay, whatever. But I like the song, so I wasn't even really paying attention. He had a little bun in his head. I was like, what is going on, Chris? I don't know. What are you doing? What are you doing? But it's still a bop. And it's platinum, so I love the song. The video just threw me for a loop.
Well, that's what they call high concept. That's what they call high concept, where it's not really clear. It's, you know, a little vague, a little artsy fartsy, you know, and he kind of likes that kind of, like you call it, vampire, Tammy, because if you look at the video, what's the video? It's Nicki Minaj Only. The director says that he really
with the context
heavily influenced not just the context, the whole remember there was a lot of people being tortured. It was he heavily the director says he heavily influenced the concept of that video. I don't know what the original concept was, but he did heavily influence it, and he's really the standout in it. It's like weird.
I will say I know Chris's scenes, he had to be a part of that. Because that thing, when he's in that white sheet thing, and you just see that creeped me out the very first time I saw that video. I was like, what in the hell is going on? What kind of demon stuff is going on here? And why do they got my fave being the demon? Like, why he always got to be the demon?
That's his idea.
Why they put these contacts in his eyes? What is going on here?
Got look like a vampire and all that.
Right.
Remember when EJ showed that picture and you were like, oh, wait a minute, what's this all? We don't want to see this. We don't want to see Chris with this vampire look, because EJ was showing the pictures in advance. But then when you see Chris and you see he's the whole screen and he's up there licking his lips and stuff, okay, I can see this now. I can appreciate this now. Okay.
Yes, I appreciate it. It looks great, but I was just like, what is this? This is kind of demonic, sir. like, what is that?
I kind of wondered with that, the grass ain't greener, like with that concept, like if he wasn't kind of Like maybe like this industry will eat you alive. Like, they will suck the life out of you. They'll suck your soul out. Like it will. It's not all what it's cracked up to be. So like the grass really isn't greener over here. Like with this fame and that. So I kind of wondered if maybe that, when the video came out, like if maybe that's how he was trying to tie the video in with the song. Maybe, I don't know. That's just kind of.
I actually know somebody who was on the set for the second half of the video, and he said that what happened is Chris filmed the first half of the video when it was like the forest scenes, but then they had to rush, and Chris went on tour to I think it's maybe the European tour, and he had to wait till he came back from the European tour to finish the filming of Grass and Greener, because he said there was a gap of about a month between the first part of the forest scenes and the part when they're like in the desert, because he was one of the extras in both of those shoots. And he said that Chris didn't get to finish the shoot of the forest. They had to wait till he came back, and then he finished it up with that desert scene. So, and he actually, when he was on set, we were actually tweeting some of the stuff that he had. Remember, Paula, we tweeted some of the imagery he had captured while he was one of the extras on the set.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I was asking him all these questions like, what you guys eating? What you guys eating? And what you guys eating? Because, yeah, he was on set.
I watched a girl who was on set of the music video. She explained her experience being on set at one of his videos, and she said that he was upset about something. She was like, he was pissed off because something wasn't going right the way he was, asking the people on set to go. He was upset, but for the most part, he was like cool. He was dancing with the extras and stuff like that. She said he was just pissed off at one thing. I think they wasn't getting the angle right when he was dancing, and he was getting upset. I was like, well, that's the director in him.
That's what she said. He said that, our friend was saying that everything was going cool, but the cameraman kept screwing up. And that Chris got into a conversation with him, because I guess Chris is still directing it, but he can't direct himself while he's performing.
Dancing.
And he said that one of the cameramen kept screwing up the shot, and it caused it to where they weren't able, because they were filming that first half in the forest for 2 days, and they still couldn't get the shot Chris wanted, and then Chris had to leave to go on tour, on the European tour. They had to wait till he came back and finish up the shoot.
I love the forest scenes. I wish there was more of that in the video. I wish he would have did the desert scene first and then came back from tour and then elaborated on that forest scene. That's like my favorite parts of the video, especially at the very end when he does the flip and then like all the dancers are running behind him. I'm like, oh, that's so dope. It looks like something out of Twilight. Like, this is so cool. This is so cool.
I think that's why he tries to do those 12 and 14-hour shoots to try and get all of the video shot within a 2 or 3 day sequence instead of having to come back later and reshoot the rest of it, because I'm sure it messes up the rhythm of the shoot. Plus, that first part in the forest, they were shooting that in I think the Malibu forest or something like that. They can't always get access up there. So I think that's why they do those little 12 and 14-hour 2-3 day compacted shoots to try and get it all done at the locations that they need.
His dancers, they're rehearsing for something. I don't know what it is though. They're rehearsing for something for him, but I don't know what it is. And I hate that I follow his dancers, because you see them in the rehearsals. I'm like, what are y'all rehearsing for? Because I know all his dancers. So when they're all together, they're doing the project for him. I'm like, what's coming next? Because now I'm on my feet. Now I'm like, what is next? He's about to drop or give us something, and I'm not prepared for it. My edges cannot take. I almost died when he put those pictures up yesterday. I was like, oh my God, please. This is because I was getting a little, questionable about the album date. Because, he did this before. Gave us the album date and then pushed it back at the last minute. It's kind of like I was weary. But then when he put those pictures, I'm like, oh my God, the era is really coming. He's coming. I can't wait. I'm so excited because we've been waiting for this project. I can't, because I need some music from him. I'm tired of listening to him on other people's songs. I want his music, all of his music right now. And I'm just so excited. But they're rehearsing for something. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to be nosy and put pieces together, but then I also want to be surprised. So I'm not trying to dig too much. But he's going to give us something soon. I don't know what it is, though.
Well, I saw Fifi was on Instagram Live or Instagram Story day before yesterday and said that he was working on the choreography for something, and he said the way he made it sound like it's going to be amazing. So, and Fifi's one of the choreographers that Chris has been using for like Grass and Greener and I think Party and stuff like that. And that's you know who Fifi is. That's his dancer who just had his girlfriend just had the twin daughters. But yeah, he's doing the choreography for something, and you're right, something's cooking. But I haven't seen anybody say anything about styling them and getting them, the fits and stuff they're gonna wear. So maybe they're still on the rehearsal stage right now.
I really think he's gonna shoot like another mini movie thing, like he did with Royalty. I just hope he don't release it back to back to back like that, because it's hard for us to keep up all that stuff. But I do think he's about to give us like a little mini movie, something to hold us over until we get the album. Because with that release date of Halloween, you have to have something like a mini horror movie, something to coincide with it. That's perfect marketing. And I know he's thinking of something like that. His mind is too creative to not think of something like that. Because I was like, why Halloween? Because I remember
Jackson had that video.
Yeah, because when he
like a thriller type thing,
yeah,
to promote, like maybe for next month, like if they're doing some kind of little something for that or something, I don't know, maybe since it's a Halloween release.
When he tweeted out the album date was going to be on Halloween, I thought, Halloween? Why? Of all things like Halloween, I thought about it like, wait, this going to be perfect because everybody loves Halloween, and he can do perfect marketing and things that coincides with the holiday, with his album release, that can be genius if it's done right. So I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna question his authority. Maybe he knows he clearly knows what he's doing. So I was like, that's different. Like Halloween for an album. I'm like, that's kind of scary a little bit. Like, then he's dropping his album on a Tuesday too. I can't remember the last time an album came out on a Tuesday. I think the last 3 or 4 years, albums dropped on Fridays now.
I can't remember when.
I just want to question now, if he does a Halloween video, or if he does put out one of his songs on a video, once the day of the album when it drops. Just remember, Halloween is in the daytime too.
So you said no darkness? Is that what you're saying?
You gotta have darkness.
I mean,
Halloween.
He can, but just like bring us to the light every now and again.
Well, you know how he is.
Again, like that. Yeah, like it's the same thing with the but he did it like a different scenery and questions. Like he just he likes that. That's his style. I see. He has his own style because a lot of his videos have those lights. It's like that type of setting, Grass and Greener, that type of setting. Some of the Royalty videos, that type of setting with Fine by Me and what's the other song? But the song with Royalty on it, I like that video. It was really cute.
And it's in the daytime.
But it had a little bit of darkness because remember.
Yeah, we seen the water and everything. We seen the ocean and everything.
No, but remember,
yeah, and it's like he woke up. It's like he woke up from a nightmare, and then there's Royalty sitting on the bed. Remember?
Right.
That's how it started.
He woke up in heaven.
So remember, there was a little bit of darkness because of the way. I mean, he's talking about the way she was like conceived. And so there was a little bit of darkness in there. It's just that it didn't last.
Not in the video. Not in the video.
Yeah, remember the beginning of the video? Remember it was like a nightmare.
She's
like
pregnant.
Oh yeah. The flashbacks. That's right. The flashbacks. That's right.
Yeah,
I'm still trying to figure out who's the man that keeps chasing after him. Who's that person that keeps going out? Is that just like the people in his life, like the negative people that don't want him to win? Because I still try to figure out like who is that man, like that just wants to take him down.
Harvey.
Harvey.
I like that. That video was nice too. What was the name of the video? The one where his girlfriend tried to go on a date with another guy.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
I love that
song. I love that song. Yeah.
And
but having said that though, maybe when we get pills in automobiles and we get questions to where we feel good, maybe we could try and go back to Road to 100 Million and try and get the rest of those royalty songs as close to 100 million as possible before the other album drops. But not now, because we don't want to lose focus. But we might want to, because I know that royalty, the song is like, what, 78 million right now?
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's the closest
88.
to being, yeah.
It's at 88?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
only 12 million away from 100 million? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That,
We don't want to get
more.
sidetracked,
Little
though.
more
But
you're talking about, right? Little more?
Yeah.
You're talking about?
Mhm.
Little more.
And then I think the second most viewed video from that era is, after that, I think it's Back to Sleep.
Yeah.
I think it's Back to Sleep. Those are close to 100 million, because I think Back to Sleep is something like 74, something like that. Like that has like 74 million. Like, that's close to 100 million too.
I also hope that as Chris gets closer to releasing the album, that he comes back and somehow does another refresh of the documentary, because I really do think the documentary release in the UK helped pave the way for Chris's success to get back on the charts, because it reminded people of him being human and you know, being a man and taking a responsibility for his life, you know.
Right.
So I don't know if they're going to do another. They could do it like maybe put it on BET this time around, maybe, or something. But I think they should just do another revisit for the
Well,
documentary.
BT has to buy it. Like,
Yeah, he has
He
to
has
get the coin from them. They gotta cut that check
They
first.
better cut a check that don't bounce this
it might
time
be
too.
on HBO. It might be on HBO if they buy it. Like, I'm pretty sure it was a successful DVD documentary, so it might be on HBO or Showtime, or even BET.
Or Netflix.
Yeah, or Netflix. That's true.
Netflix
we could-
is who normally does documentaries. HBO does too.
Mhm.
Well, Chris, I know you're listening to this, Chris. So why don't you do a refresh of the documentary as we get closer to the release of the album, Christopher Maurice Brown,
Well, I
and
think
whoever
he
else
left.
is listening to this.
Well, I think he left because somebody came in on the phone and didn't identify, put their name in there. And before I could say anything, they were gone. They stayed a while and listened when we were talking about streaming.
That's okay. They can listen to the podcast after we edit this, right, Paula?
Yeah.
We're gonna keep that part in there.
Yeah.
Then.
Oh yeah. But yeah, they somebody just rolled in and rolled back out. I'm like, okay.
Always lurking.
Yep.
And then every time they lurk, and what happened? Here come Monday, here come Tuesday, here come Wednesday, and then everything we talked about, bam. Okay, wait, they're doing the same thing we just said on the podcast on
Right.
Saturday. What?
It is weird when that happens.
The thing is that we hadn't even, because we don't publish until Wednesday anyway. So it's like, wait a minute, they're doing all these actions and we haven't published it yet. So who was the secret listener?
I know. Are you a spy, Jandy?
No, it's not me. I wish I had it like that with him.
But yeah.
Wait, question. Did y'all talk about the K Michelle song yet?
No, we did not.
Oh, okay. Because I know I missed about a good the first hour, so I was like, okay, hold on.
We can
Hopefully
talk about that
they cover
right
too many
now.
topics.
Yeah, we can talk about that right now. What do y'all think about that song?
I don't like it.
I like the Either Way song. I didn't care too much for her other one, but I like that one.
It's okay.
I
Her
knew that was
voice
coming.
is noisy.
She can sing. She's got a great voice. She just, I don't know what it is. It's that music.
No, you.
And then
No,
it sounds like
The best
this was
feature he's
singing like
ever had
that.
out, but it was an alright song.
But April, do you remember Millie Jackson? I know
Yeah,
you're younger than I am.
I listened to, yeah.
She is like to me a new
Yeah,
age Millie.
I think she is a great singer. It's just the type of music she sings. I think that's the
But
problem.
that's what I'm saying. I was starting to say she is like a new age Millie Jackson.
Yeah,
It's
she's got a beautiful sound. Her voice, she has a beautiful, clear, crystal voice. But it's just like Jennifer Hudson. It's just, I don't know. It's I don't know who they have writing for them. I don't know what's going on, but they need to
Kim
invest
Michelle.
in better writers.
Yeah, Kim Michelle's known for being a writer. She writes a lot for herself.
And it sounded like Chris sounded like her on the song. That Aggie voice. I was like, oh no, I can't.
I like the beat. The beat is very catchy. I think it'll catch. I think it'll, because it's catchy. Like, but I was like, she
It was
rapping?
doing good on iTunes, right? It was doing pretty good on iTunes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like in the top 5 on R&B, and it's like number, I think, 90 something.
I
right now.
think him
And that's because Chris hasn't promoted the song yet, neither.
I think him
He keep dodging that.
would probably did a better record.
He keep dodging her. Did he I heard he finally gave her a collab though. But I'm not sure. But I know he was dodging her for some apparent reason.
Dodgy K. Michelle?
No, dodging Keisha Cole.
Oh,
But I heard that he gave Keisha Cole his feature finally.
No, Keisha Cole that's actually not true. He actually had to clear that up. He was willing to work with her. She didn't want to do anything. He wanted to change her sound a little bit and make her slightly pop. And it's like she was like, no, I'm R&B, but she needs to listen to him because he knows what he's doing. K. Michelle is hardcore R&B, but he has her slightly bent towards a pop sound, and people like it. And so, I mean, he knows that he has the magic touch. He knows how to do that.
Yeah, she should have trusted him and just went with the flow.
That's what I say.
I think Snoop Dogg said it best. One hit.
Yeah.
You just need to focus on one hit.
She hasn't had
it doesn't matter what
while.
genre you are. Somebody needs to text that to Keisha Cole.
But Keisha Cole is stubborn.
Tweet that to her though.
She'll block you. She'll block
she
you.
feels like she'll sell out her audience. And it's not selling out your audience. It's just different kinds of R&B, just like it's different kinds of pop and everything else.
Right.
You know,
And it's different.
Have a little twist to it.
And let's be real, like hardcore.
Crying all the time, like people want to hear something other than that. We got Mary J. Blige for that, girl.
Yeah, we sure do.
And Mary does hip hop and R&B. Like she's just not doing the same music throughout the whole album. You got different tempos and everything on Mary
You
J's
sure do.
album. So party to her music and dance to it and everything.
And Keisha needs to understand, like, sis, you ain't been, hot to that, for a while. Yeah, and it's like the resort to, going to reality TV just to put a little resurgence into your career. At least take the advice of someone who has remained consistent and relevant from their debut. Like Chris, even when like he had his moment, like he's never fell off. Like he's literally he charted every year of his career. He's never not been on Billboard at any time in his career. Like, like from 2005, listen to somebody who understands, like, who could still sell out a 20,000 seat arena like that. Like you need to listen to him. Like he's the go-to guy, literally the go-to guy. Like you want to hook, you want to feature, you want to hit, you go to Chris Brown. Everybody knows that he's going to put that Midas touch. That was like a rumor that RCA said that he can't make any more sad songs no more. Like I heard that was like, but I wasn't too sure. I'm like, why would his label tell him he can't make sad songs? Like shut up.
Your label can't tell you what kind of songs to make. I mean, they get to approve them, like to say we're not gonna cut this, but then, you can't. You'll be killing the artist. Like the artist got to be able to do what they do. They know what their fan base want more than the label, but the label always, they got to approve it. They got the last say on what they, going to put out. Is their label.
brother, when's the last time he made like music where he was like begging and pleaded, like, come back to me, girl? Like, when's the last? I mean, he had some begging songs on Royalty, but it wasn't really like to the point where like begging, like say Graffiti was, you know? So I'm like, he really hasn't gave us slow, like sad songs in a while. You might be technical, like most of his singles have been like bops, like upbeat. You know, it's never really been any begging and pleading songs. I'm like, if he want to make us a few sad songs, let him do that, because I'm expecting a few sad songs with heartbreak being in his title of his album. Like, I wouldn't want to hear a happy album from start to finish and you talk about heartbreak. Like, where's the heartbreak, sir? Like, where's the heartbreak? But hopefully, you know, I know what the subject of those heartbreaks, you know, he's still going to tap into, you know, the demise of that last relationship. So he's still going to have to talk about that. You know, that's going to be, you know, subject matter of the album. But it's just like, okay, give us a few of those sad songs about her and then move on, because I don't want to hear nothing else. You gave us a whole album talking about that girl. And listen, I don't need no more. I don't need no more. Give us a few of those sad songs, the last that you had in the chamber, that you really want to get out there and move on.
I do love the song. But this is what I was thinking. We don't have to talk about it now, but, you know, probably later on. There's going to be, 36 more songs? Okay, so when this album drops, right, of 36 songs, I think I read somewhere that the Billboard is only allowing one artist to 3 songs per artist to enter the Billboard at a time. Did you guys hear anything like that?
That's not true. That's not that. And I'll give you a perfect example of how that's not true, because you just got through having those 2 albums that pushed Chris out of the Hot 100.
Yeah, but that was from 2 artists. That was from 2 different artists.
But 2 different artists, and each one of them had 4 or 5 songs charted on the Hot 100. So it was, who was the 2 artists? It was Lil Uzi Vert and that XX people. Yeah. So they each had like 46
and Kodak
songs.
too.
Yeah, they each had 46 songs debut on the charts. And remember, just recently, the 444 album that Jay-Z had, he had 7 songs chart. That was like within a month. So I think that was just where they were thinking of going, but they haven't gone there yet, and they can't really stop the streams. That's manipulating the charts.
And that's probably the problem. They can't stop the streams. Okay, so all right. So the next question I had is like, how are we gonna do this? There's gonna be 36 songs. How do we choose? Like, which songs do we focus on, or do we just stream the whole album? Like, what plan we gonna have for 36 songs? Because I'm pretty sure
I say stream the whole album.
I'm gonna
let it do what it do.
Yeah, but what is it gonna do? Because it's gonna be 36. Go ahead.
Exactly. The ones that's gonna be like fan favorites, that the ones that they hear and they automatically, those are gonna be the ones that fans constantly listen to, and those are gonna end up charting on Billboard because they're gonna constantly stream those songs. I guess people gotta listen to the album, feel what songs is gonna be a fan favorite. As long as we could get about half of that album on Billboard, he can break a record. Like, I doubt we're gonna get all 40 or 36 songs on the chart. And if we could, that would be amazing. And it will set the bar, because then he will be the person that they have to break his record. And I don't think nobody's going to put out a double album that's going to chart 40 or 36 songs. So if he could get, I think the record to beat is, I think it's Drake's record. I think he had 21 songs chart. I think that was with More Life. So if we could get 21 or better, he will be in the same bracket as Drake as having the most charted songs from a project at once. Or if we get 22, we'll break Drake's record. So right now, from the album, Questions is the only thing that's charting from the singles. I mean, Grass and Green, the charted, Party charted, Privacy all charted, but I think those songs are going to re-enter because those were already fan favorites. So when the album drops, that's going to be like the songs that were previous singles are going to probably end up back on Billboard. But it's like, let the fans pick what's the fan favorites, and then they'll constantly stream those songs, and then they'll enter. As long long as he just beats 21 or better, he'll be fine.
Yeah, what do we request? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
One thing that we were thinking about doing is let everybody. You're gonna have to stream the album. You're gonna have to stream the album a couple times just to get a feel for the songs that you like or don't like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what we could do is we could, and Paula and I talked about this. We could take the album and break it into genres and have a playlist for each genre, and have that something that people can stream, and then have a mix-up of the favorites as a playlist that they could stream.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Good idea, because it seems like people like their genre and that's it. Like, you know, they want pop or they want R&B and now they like EDMs or whatever. They be like, forget about all that crap. That's what they be saying. But, you know, that sounds like a good idea. At least, you know, it'll already be. But that's, well, you that's good, because I couldn't determine which one was which. I don't know.
So if we create multiple playlists, people can pick the genres that they like, and we can add like a little bit of, you know, like say it's pop, and we can add a little bit of like an R&B and something else in there. But people can play the playlist based on what they like, and those streams still count. So that will still help them get high placement, because it'll be at least 7 songs to 10 songs on each one of those playlists. And then
I want to hear that Charlie Wilson song. That's the one.
I know.
I heard that song was Khalifa's song.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I heard it was Wiz Khalifa's song, and then Charlie and Chris is featured on it.
Oh, but that's on Heartbreak on a Full Moon, though, right?
I think so.
Because Hitman Bird, he tweeted that out. He was like, "Oh, y'all gotta say, yeah, this Charlie Wilson song, man. It is this." And I was like, you know what? I do want to hear that song. I want to hear a remake or whatever they call it, a remix of that song.
I thought it was a Ashanti song until Paula said it wasn't. I said I thought that was a Ashanti song until Paula said that it was a Charlie Wilson song.
I would have throw her away when you said that.
Oh, Outstanding? Yeah, the Gap Band. She sampled that. What's the song? It was for Happy, right? Yeah, that's the song they're gonna like sample on the song, and then he's gonna be singing with Charlie Wilson like on the hook, which is dope because they sound amazing together.
Yep.
That's gonna be hot. Chris better bring his game because Charlie Wilson can sing.
Okay. 60 plus, that voice is still crisp, smooth like butter. I was like, oh my God, that's like what you aspire for, and like. And he used to smoke cigarettes, do coke, and all that. And his voice is still pristine. Like, oh my God, it's like crazy. No, it's like, you know when people like, you know, they mess up their voice like through addiction. It's just like, it's crazy. Yeah. His voice is just as good as it was like in the 70s when you listen to the old cuts.
Shaka Khan too. A lot of the older singers like Gladys Knight, all of them, they come and sing. Smokey Robinson, they sound the same. And they be like,
okay, Patty,
70 years old, and they sound better than the newbies that's coming out. They can't even sing their song.
Okay, because you know what makes me laugh? Remember a couple years ago at the BET Awards when K. Michelle and Tamar was like trying to make amends, and then they were singing Patti LaBelle's song, and she came out like, "Let me school y'all heifers. Y'all can sing, but let me tell you, let me give y'all a vocal down, okay?" And she blew them out of the water, and I was like, "Come on, Patty, come on, tell them y'all can't sing my song like I can, okay?" I was like, "Oh my goodness." That's my mom's favorite singer. Like, that's her favorite vocalist. She loses her mind every time. She's like, Patty got a voice that gives chill bumps down your body. Don't nobody got a voice like Patty. I'm like,
Chaka Khan
gonna say it. Yeah.
Chaka Khan too.
So,
I like Faith Evans though. Like, when she does tribute, like in her own way though. But she's a good singer too. She's so soulful.
I want to know what the features on this album is going to be. I'm curious to know. I know he said it's not going to be that many features, but I'm like, 40 songs? I mean, okay, because I'm not too sure still. Is Pills and Automobiles and Grass Ain't Green going to be on the album? That's still a question that lingers with me every time I think about the album. Like, Are those included? Because when he talks about like singles and sales from the album, he always includes Grass, St. Arena, and Pills and Automobiles in it. But it's like, are you gonna put it on the track list? Like, or are you just saying it like because it came from this era? Like, I need to know these things.
He can't take them off because of the success of those songs, so he's gonna need them for his pre-sales. You know what I'm saying? But you know how Chris could be.
Because he better not give us no bonus tracks on a 40 track album. Like, there's no more. You gave us bonus. You gave us a lot of. You gave us an extra album. Like, there's no need for bonus tracks when you're giving us 40 songs. I wonder if he was gonna, add that.
His
to the
singing
album
on
instead.
Privacy was really good though. His
That
voice,
rap verse.
singing,
God
and,
bless.
and he can he has rhythm. Like, he can make his own rhythm. He doesn't really need music. Because on Privacy, the music was very low key. Like, it wasn't like we're over, some music is loud and there's a lot going on. But he was really making his own rhythm with Privacy. That was really, I like when he sings like that because you can hear his voice more and it's just better to me. Like,
Yeah, and then he
Questions
came with
is
that rap
loud.
verse.
It's a loud song, so it's a lot going on with the music. And he has low vocals. Like, when he sings, he's not like that. What do you call it? The people that's really loud. Like, he doesn't have a loud mouth. He has low vocals, period. So, you don't really need loud music because then it'll cloud out his voice.
He has a high voice. Like, what is it? What is his I think he's called a tenor.
He's a tenor.
His singing voice?
He's a tenor, yes.
Yeah.
He's a tenor, yeah.
I think he's like a lyric tenor.
Pitches. He can hit high pitches. Like, he's not, if you say a tenor, he's not a tenor where it's all on one level. Like, when he sings, he goes up, down. Like, he I don't know what you call that, but his voice hits different pitches and it comes back down, it goes back up.
I love his falsetto. I love his lower register. It gives me Brandy. I don't know why, but he does say that she's like one of his vocal inspirations. But like when he does like that low register voice, I'm always here for it.
Yeah, he has a wide range for one thing. He can even do impersonations. So I mean, he can do a pretty deep sound, even though he's a tenor, and he can do he did develop a falsetto, which is hard for. I mean, it's hard for a male singer to do that. The 3-octave range is like the pinnacle for a male. Women can get 7.5, but for a man,
right,
3 is the max, so 3.5. But he has quite a nice range because he has that ability to impersonate also. So that's unique.
Very.
So this is going to be really, really interesting.
I know.
Maybe I was thinking maybe the songs that he starts doing videos to. Because I think still when the album is out, the artist still picks the singles from the album, but I hope Chris is not picking them.
He did write with picking questions.
Off the wall, like.
He did well with picking questions. He said we were supposed to pick the singles, and then he completely was like, you know what, forget it, I'm gonna put out what I want to. But he did well picking questions. He let us pick I Think Rena and Privacy because we begged for those 2 songs. Party was a surprise. We didn't know we was gonna get that. He just gave that to us. But he picked the last 2. He picked Pills and Automobiles and Questions. So he needs to let us pick. Because I remember when he did that in the royalty era, he was like, okay, what y'all want the next single to be? And everybody was giving him all these other songs. And then he just like, you know what? I'm just going to end the era. Bye. Like, he gave us nothing. Like, he gave us like 30,000 remixes to Back to Sleep, though. But he was like, okay, era's done. Bye. Then how you going to ask us for another single if you knew you was like, no, I'm not going to do the rest of this era. Bye.
That was
like, well, then. Yeah, I was like, he did that with the X era too. Like I know he gave us a lot of videos prior, like to X actually coming out. But I was like, sir, you have some hits on these albums, like Lost in Your Love, Time for Love, Lady in the Grass Dress, full version. If we would have had the full version, he had so many other songs that could have been singles, but he just left it. what was the last video for that? They can give us autumn leaves. Bye. Like, why would you ever give us that as the last video? We didn't ask for that. And that video wasn't even shot during the like proper era of the X video. That was from like 2012, 2013. We didn't ask for that video. I'm still mad about that video. I'm still mad. I get mad about that video all the time because we did not ask for it. Like, why?
People did ask for. People did ask for. The only problem was that Kendrick wasn't in it, I think.
Yeah, that too, amongst other reasons.
That was a loss.
Amongst other things.
Amongst other reasons too.
You're so bad.
Any old way, I'm supposed to do the time thing, right? I'm supposed to do the time, right? And I just want to, we talked about the three things that we really want to talk about, which is the album cover teasers, the 25 million, the resurgence in the UK. But one of the things we had talked about doing was, and we will still have the section called Delete All This Ish. We're going to have that in a little minute. But one of the things we wanted to do is kind of take a little moment to talk about like a social commentary, or just kind of talk about something that's going on right now that we want to get everybody's opinion on. And the thing we want to talk about this time was what's everybody's opinion about the young girl Kenneka, the little 19-year-old who was out with her friends, and everybody's going back to school. Everybody's gonna start going to parties and stuff like that. You've got underage drinking and the buddy system. That's how very important that is for women, and especially young teenagers when they're out and about to be with somebody, have someone go with them to the bathroom and all that. But it's just such a tragedy, and we just wanted to kind of touch on that and see if you guys knew about the story, which I'm sure you have heard, and the twists and turns that keep coming up. As of yesterday, there was a new video that was released. But we just wanted to kind of talk about, that's just a tragedy with a young girl like that, and what her family's going through, and how we all are out there trying to have a good time with our friends. And we just wanted to see what everybody thought about that tragedy.
It's first of all, it's sad, and I don't know. I was looking at the videos yesterday, and it's like really strange that she would be, like several videos of her walking randomly by herself in all of them, and she was supposed to be there with people. So I'm like, where was her friends at? If she's walking around aimlessly anywhere, all over the place, through the hotel, it's on video. Where are her friends? Where are these guys at? Where are the girls at that she was supposed to be there with?
Yeah.
Why is she walking around all by herself? Where was that?
Is this the little girl who was stuffed into the freezer? She was raped and stuffed into the freezer?
Well, the story has changed.
The freezer was like it's a walk-in freezer. It's like, in the
hotel. It's a restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the restaurant. Freezers.
And they're saying she walked in there, but I was seeing some videos. She was walking around, but I don't know if it was a freezer or not. It didn't look like a freezer to me. It looks more so like where you'll cook, where you prepare food.
Yeah. Well, it looked like a freezer. It's a walk-in freezer. It's one of those restaurants. Most restaurants and hotels, and actually just restaurants in general, have them. Are they saying that she accidentally locked herself in there? Because that's one story that I heard, but the family was saying something totally different. That they were, from what I was hearing from the media, they were saying that she was so drunk that she accidentally locked herself in the freezer. But is it really that a perpetrator did that to her, raped her and threw her in the freezer?
That's the big question, because anything when you are drinking, anything is possible because you're under the influence. But the only question that I have, so I can't say, I don't know what happened to her, but the only thing I can speak on is seeing her walking around aimlessly on the video tapes, and there was several of them, always by herself. And that's kind of strange because, you know, if I'm out with friends, even if I am drunk or whatever, where are my friends? If I'm walking around, getting off of elevators and stuff, like, you know, that's like kind of strange. Like you're on an elevator, the door opens, you walk off, you're walking here, you're walking all over these places, you see it on camera, but nobody's coming to say, hey, where you going? Nobody's saying, calling you. Nobody, you don't see nobody else in none of the videos. That's really weird and strange. That's really weird.
Well, that's what Dee was saying. That's what Dee was saying. It's like, you know, what happened to the buddy system? Usually you don't let your girlfriends even go to the bathroom by themselves.
People do not, they've gotten away from having the designated driver, designated person who, but I'm going to be honest with you, who wants to be at the party keeping up with all the girlfriends? Because they're all going in 10, 20 different directions.
Right.
The same thing happened with that girl in Aruba. Her girlfriends were telling her, no, don't get in the car with those guys, and she got in the car with them anyway. Now, had she been with me, I would have took my shoe off and clocked in the head and told her to get her ass in the car. We're not playing this. Had she been one of my girlfriends, we're not going to do this today. I don't have time for your crap. You get your ass in the car. But no, they let her jump in the car with a whole bunch of dudes. And the same thing with this. I just think that there is no sense of responsibility for each other. I just think it's the ride to the party and the ride back home. When they get to the party, they all go in their separate directions. And that has been going on for some time now.
Yeah. And another thing that's strange, too, is they drove her car back to her mom's house and they couldn't even find her. She was missing. She was clearly locked in the freezer, dying or already dead, but they drove her car back to her mom's house. And it's like, my friend is missing. I haven't seen my friend in a few hours. We were drinking. I don't know where she is. I have her purse and her phone. Why take the car keys out and then drive the car back to her mom's house and then leave it and don't tell her mom, like, hey, I can't find your daughter. She was here, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. For me, and I heard that she was supposed to be the designated driver. So she's supposed to be the person that doesn't drink or get the least drunk, even though, you know, driving tipsy still isn't good. But she is the one who's supposed to not really drink at all. If so, be the one who drinks the least. If she's supposed to be the designated driver. How did y'all let y'all designated driver get out of, you know, eyesight? Watch her get that drunk to where she could barely stand up. Like, what kind of friends are you to let her, like me, I don't know. I don't really like drinking, but I do drink. I have been drunk, not really like drunk to the point where I don't know what's going on, but I have been drunk where I've been wobbly and, you know, kind of, you know, discombobulated, but never to the extent that she was. Like, she ran into a stair, like, case rail, like, and, like, I was just like, this girl's completely out of it. Where's her friends? Like, that was my main thing. She was on the elevator by herself, wandering down hallways. She even got into the kitchen. Like, how did she get past anybody in the hotel to get inside the kitchen? Like, there's no way. Like,
but who knows if she wasn't drugged? If somebody didn't slip her a roofie.
Yeah, because that was more than drunk.
That could have happened. People saw that and ignored it, whether they were her friends or not.
Right. Even no one who was staying in the hotel, even, you know, yeah, people who were staying in the hotel saw her staggering, or somebody, because I feel like that's a big hotel. The Crown Plaza is a big hotel. It's a nice hotel. There's no way no one was roaming the halls and didn't see her. There's no way no one didn't see her that whole night while she was in the hallway.
But just chose not to address or intervene at that time.
Exactly. That's a lot. It's negligence on anybody who saw her and didn't try to help her. That's negligence on anybody. And I feel like those people should be, you know, held accountable. Somebody for something. Like, I think most of her friends got, yeah, definitely. They're gonna get sued, and they're gonna lose a lot of clientele because of this. That's gonna taint their
not to mention the person who has the party, who's probably going to be probably gonna have a lot of charges due to this.
Yeah.
The only employee we saw was the one that was on camera doing a lot.
Yeah, you don't have as many people even on call. I think
The
that
one-
I don't know how she found her way to the kitchen. I don't know how she did that, and that should have been locked. If it was closed, the kitchen should have been locked. So I don't even know how she got
in there.
In there, yeah.
I don't know
And
how
a,
that
and a lot of
happened.
times in elevators and businesses, they don't allow you to go to those floors.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
You know,
exactly
they-
right.
You have to have like
Locked.
a card. Yeah.
But you also
like
have
a
to think,
card.
Sammy, what if it wasn't a hotel employee who was at the party who saw her and took advantage of the situation?
It's a lot of
But
questions. It's a lot of questions. It's a lot of
What I
questions
said-
that
What I said
Yeah.
from the beginning is that it's definitely something wrong with this picture. The entire thing, from the video where they seem to be all right, and she's roaming around not all right, and they're all together and she's not with them, for one. Number two, where's the people that work at the hotel? Where's the doorman? If there's no doorman, then where's the front desk person? I mean, anybody could just roam up in there and take a room. Like, there got to be somebody in there who's watching the cameras. What you got them all for to rewind to see what happened after something happened? Who's watching them? You got all these cameras in here. Who's watching them? You got all of these people in here. Where's the safety? Like, you got to have somebody 24 hours. People take shifts. Somebody got to be there because that is your hotel. And you have to, if people paying you to stay there, somebody got to watch it, even if it's a couple of clerks at the desk. A manager. Where's the manager? They have managers. Where's the managers? Where's the supervisor? Who's running this hotel at 3 a.m. in the morning? Somebody has to run that hotel at 3 a.m. A supervisor, a manager, something. I don't know about other states, but I know it won't happen in New York. It has to be somebody on site, or your business cannot run. Somebody has to be running your business if it's 24 hours.
Well, the thing is,
and it comes back to personal safety, and it comes back to
That's right.
being responsible for your own safety and not trusting that you can be out in the
Making
big
the right
world and you're going to be
decision.
okay. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's not ever going to
I
be like
take it
that.
personal because it could be anybody, any one of our family members.
Absolutely.
That go out there. And
Exactly.
If it's your daughter or your cousin or your niece that come back like that,
Right.
and the friends showing up with my niece's car, and my niece so much you can't find her. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't. Call me. Call a mother or father. Let them come down there. You don't bring no car. Well, we don't know where she is. The hell you mean you don't know where she is?
Yeah.
Like,
How many hours?
That also means
not
having
realizing she was
conversation
missing.
with your kids' friends and nieces and nephews. You have to. Sometimes they just run and jump in the car and they're gone, and you don't know who they out with.
Right.
I think that's a majority
that
of
would be
a lot
fine.
of people's situation. You may not
But
even
the
know
problem
who
is-
they're out
The
with.
problem is we know the
You've
outcome
never
of
even
this
met
situation.
these
That's
these
the
friends.
We know the outcome of this situation, and those situations do happen when they're like, "Well, I don't know where she went or whatever." But we know the outcome of this situation, and the outcome wasn't good at all. The outcome and everything about it wasn't good at all, and that's the problem. The friends and they little get together. We seen them doing what they do. We seen her roaming around. They pulling up without her in the car. Nobody's at the hotel, and there's a whole bunch of people staying at the hotel. And a whole bunch of cameras, and nobody watching them.
But I will say this.
That's when
There's a lot of conspiracy theories about what happened. We won't really know. I'm pretty sure they're probably never going to show us a video. She did accidentally just wander off into the freezer because she was drunk. I think they won't show us that video. But if there is like some weird conspiracy to it, like she was murdered and someone put her in the freezer, it will come up when they do her autopsy. When her autopsy report is released, we're going to know, did she have GHB in her system? What was her legal, how much her blood alcohol level?
Right.
Was she sexually assaulted? Was she strangled? And then did she just die of hypothermia from being locked in the freezer? We just gotta wait for science to prove us right, because right now it's so many holes in the story, it's so many gaps, it's so many conspiracies, nobody really knows. So I'm just gonna wait. I don't want to jump to any
How
conclusions.
did she
But
get
is it
down
something that's,
there? How did she get down to the kitchen too?
she got down there on her own because she was taking.
Yeah, but
Okay.
most hotels don't let you get to their kitchen.
The
I
thing,
don't know
the thing,
how she got. I don't know how
but
she
see,
got past
but-
those locked doors.
but here's the thing.
Those
I
doors
gotta
should
do,
have been locked.
I gotta do the
Yeah.
timekeeping. I gotta do the timekeeping. But I'm gonna just say this. This is when the tragedy happens and everything goes against your favor. You know what I'm saying? You are trying to have a good
Yes.
time, 19 years old, trying to have fun,
Right.
and everything goes against your favor, and this the tragedy
Yes.
that happens that her mom has to deal with, and obviously she lost her life. And we got
Yeah.
like, it just, for me, it was just a reminder to when I go out with my friends, I'm responsible for my behavior, but I gotta watch out for my friends too. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because we all
Right.
getting together, we all gotta leave together. We don't leave
Exactly.
till we all together.
Right.
That's how we do stuff. And if we can't find somebody, we would have called the police, even though somebody was going to
Yeah.
be mad
And
at us the
that's
next.
something
Right.
that people need to communicate to their kids. Communicate that to them. That needs to be communicated because I absolutely believe they just don't know to do it. And they're not wanting to get somebody in trouble. I
Mhm.
mean, that's why it happens so many times. They wait till the next day when that parent is calling them and saying, "Hey, have you seen so and so?" That's when they say, "Well, she didn't come back to the hotel last night. We had to get on the plane without her. She wasn't with us. You know, you showing up to pick up your child and she ain't there." Or
Yeah.
But they
she
drove
left
the
with a
car
group of
back to the
people.
mother. They drove her car back to the mother. That's why I
Yeah.
said they.
Why you didn't tell her mom then that you couldn't find her?
But see, that's the
Exactly.
whole thing, is covering for each other, and we
Yeah,
think
they were
everything's going
covering
to
for
work out.
her. They did not want her to get in trouble. They was like, "Well, she'll deal with it in the morning. She'll take care of
Yeah.
it in the morning.
But that's the
She'll
thing,
have to
though,
talk
is
to her
that
mama."
you
I
gotta-
don't want
But
to
what
make
did
her
her
mama
mother
mad
do?
right now.
Her mother didn't take it that way, did she? Because you still coming with your child's car without your child, and that is an alarm signal right there. That's gonna go off. Something is not right. Ain't no mom gonna be like, "Okay, thank you." Something is not right, and that's why I said if they could do that, they could have called the mother, because by driving that car home is wasting time. Like, if she was down there, if they would have called her mom and her mom would have came, you know, she was knocking on everybody's door in the
But
hotel.
I think, but we just really saying the situation, like the specifics. We're gonna find out the specifics, like Sade said. We're gonna find out what the autopsy says. But the
Right.
reality is, every day it's Saturday. People will be out partying tonight, and we just gotta
Yeah.
think about
Mhm.
that's not all happiness and love and peace, happiness and rainbows out there. People out there, the predators out there looking for opportunity, whether
Especially
they're
on
fucking
females.
or not. Yeah, and we just
Female or
this is,
female. That's
we're not
exactly
in
right.
that perfect
Male or
society.
female.
People gonna be going out tonight acting reckless tonight. It's Saturday night.
Yeah,
They're
they do
acting
it every
reckless,
night.
and we gotta check it though. You know.
Yeah.
You can talk to your children all day long. You can talk to their friends if you have that type of rapport with them. But at the end of the
And
day,
they go
they're
right
gonna
to
do what
one
they want
end
to
out
do.
the other.
Yeah,
They gonna do what
exactly.
they want to do.
Because they think they
At the
grown.
end of the day, you don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about, Mama. You don't know. Think that they thought she was missing. They did not think the worst. They did not think that. They just thought she probably somewhere sleeping it off.
Somewhere
Or with
where?
some dude.
With some
Maybe
dude
she slept with some
where?
dude.
What dude?
But Tammy, people, you have to accept. Even I've seen in other situations. I remember when a young guy that was murdered, his friends sort of ran off. I guess he was shot. I'm sorry, he was shot. His friends ran off. They didn't think he was going to die. Young people do not think the worst.
No.
They do. They never think the worst.
No, they
pretty
do
much
not
never.
think the worst.
And
You
it's
have to
unfortunate,
realize that.
but
You
yeah,
have to know that.
they didn't think it was going to turn out like that way. They really didn't. But
Right.
but
You
and
never think
they
it's
made
gonna. They
poor
always say
decisions.
this.
Yeah, they made very poor decisions in this
And
case.
see,
Very poor.
that's my whole argument. Like, for everybody to say they didn't think or this is what they do, that's unacceptable because they are not children. They are young adults and they have to do better. That's what I'm saying. That's my whole point.
No, I understand. I
I'm not gonna
understand that, but it's
I'm not going to make an excuse for that they was scared.
it's not
I
about
was
making
young-
excuses,
I was-
Tammy. It's not about making excuses.
But
No.
that's
It's about talking about the reality of it. It's not. You can't undo what
Yes.
people are like. You can say this is the
I'm not
ideal,
saying.
but you are
And you
though.
can't take away
Okay.
kids' innocence.
But
You can't take
they're
that.
going to
That's
start changing
innocent.
policy, though, right? You said they're going to start
It
changing
will.
policy
It will
in
change
light of what
things.
happened.
It will change
Well,
things.
that's what I'm saying. It should change the thinking of younger people as well. Of incidences like leaving your friend when he gets shot because he might die, or don't just leave. Think she just left with a guy. Try to find out where she is, and don't. That's all I'm saying. Like, it should change the insight for everybody, not just the owners of the hotel or the people that work at them, but also young people. Like, even my young nephews and cousins. Like, that's something that I would instill with them. You see what happened to her, right? Like,
that's what we all said. Yeah. I see what you're saying, Tammy, is that it's a whole bunch of things that need to be looked at, a whole bunch of things that could be acted on. And it's just a tragedy that unfortunately we're going to be learning from. We hope we learn from. But it's still just a tragedy. And all I could do is send prayers out to her and to her whole family.
Yeah.
Because
well,
it's just nobody thinks stuff like this happens in real life.
No.
But you know what? It does. And
Mhm.
and sometimes the cards aren't in your favor, and all the things are going to happen against you. And this is the tragedy of what happened.
Out of your...
Okay, well,
Okay.
I think let's try and again, we're all gonna send prayers and thoughts out to her and her family.
That was a great discussion. I love debate.
It was a good debate. It was a very good debate. It was a good day. It was a good day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that concludes it for this week of our podcast. We hope everybody's having a great weekend. And
Thanks for joining us on this episode, and we hope you'll join us again at the Vanguard.